So we're going to work on identifying triads now, and we're going to use the kind of symbols that are used in pop music and in jazz, and the kind of things that you encounter if you look at a chord chart that has a melody, or sometimes just the words to a melody, and then some symbols for what chords to play. So we've got 6 chords here, and I'm going to explain how these symbols work as we go. Look at the first chord. The root is F. The bottom note is F. And that's the first thing that we want to do when we're identifying a triad, is to identify the root. So F is the root, and then we have a major third from the root to the thirds, from F to A, and then a minor third from the third to the fifth, from A to C. So we know that a triad with a major third and then a minor third is a major triad. In pop chord symbols, if you only write in the name of the note that is the root, it's taken to mean that that is a major triad. So you see up here I've written blank equals major. You just write the letter that is the name of the triad. Okay, so let's look at the next one. We've got E as the root, and then G is the third, and B is the fifth. E to G is a minor third, because that's a step and a half, or 3 half steps. G to B is a major third. So we know that a triad with a minor third and then a major third is a minor triad, and so this is a minor triad. So what we do is we put a lowercase m. If you're writing it by hand, you can do that, and to be especially clear, put that line over the M. That's really a classical music convention, but I don't think it throws anybody off. And usually when you're doing something like this, you'll be using a notation program, or just typing it, and then you can use a small m. Now, if you look at the F major triad, the other thing that we can see is that if we were in F major, F, A, and C, F is the first note of the scale, A is the third note, C is the fifth note, and we know that the chord, we talked about this in class, the triad that is built on the first degree of a major scale is always a major triad. So we can think, are these the notes that are in F major? And sure enough, they are. And there we have it. Now, if we look at the E minor triad, and we think that, well, in E minor, there is 1 sharp in the key signature, because it's the relative minor of G major. And the first note is E, the third note is G, and the fifth note is B. We see that that works too. So that it's the 1, 3, and 5 in E minor, and that's an E minor triad. So you can think of it in terms of the tonic chord in the key that has that root as its first note, or as its tonic, and see which key that it fits with. Sorry, I'm having a little brain meltdown. Okay, let's look at the third triad. B is in the root. Okay, and then we have a D and an F. Well, B to D is a minor third, and D to F is also a minor third. So we've got 2 minor thirds, and we've learned that a triad with a minor third from the root to the third and a minor third from the third to the fifth is a diminished triad, and the symbol for that is a little 0, like a degree sign, that's superscripted. Okay, so we would just B and the little 0 up there is the symbol for diminished. Now remember, with diminished triads, there is a diminished fifth from the root to the fifth. So there you have it. Okay, let's look down here. We have a C, an E, and a G sharp. That is 2 major thirds and an augmented fifth from the root to the fifth. So that is an augmented triad. And so with C in the bass, remember we're in bass clef, so that's a C. And then we use a small plus sign, again superscripted, and is put up and just to the right of the note. and that indicates that it is an augmented triad. Then we have a major triad, D major. So we have D, F sharp, and A. So we would just need a capital D. And you see that's a major triad because it's a major third from D to F sharp and a minor third from F sharp to A. And then finally we've got a B, a D, and an F sharp. And why don't you think about that for a second? What kind of third is it from B to D? And what kind of a third is it from D to F sharp? Okay, if you said it was a minor third from B to D, you are correct. That's a minor third. And if you said it's a major third from B to F sharp, you are also correct. And so that is a minor third and a major third. That makes it a B minor triad. Okay, so what have we done in each case here? We've identified the note that is the root, and then we have figured out the quality of the triad from there. So have fun identifying triads.